So tonight, Josh, of course, has been giving me a rough time about Supper with Sean, and you know, it's kind of funny if you think back of how we first met. It would have been on the green side of the fence.
It was.
But certainly have had the opportunity to get to know Josh and work with Josh a little bit. And so Josh is another young farmer that farms just north of Bloomington. And so tell us a little bit about how you got your start. I know you grew up around the farm, but then things kind of changed a little bit too. So
Sure.
Kind of share a little bit about yourself, Josh.
Well, grew up over by Morton, farmed with my dad and my brother, and I worked construction and farm, so it was. I worked for a good company, so they gave me time off spring and fall, and just worked well. Just always loved the farm.
Yep.
And so when I married my wife, she said, well, I met her, I guess. She says, well, my dad farms a little bit. I didn't think much of it.
Yep.
The rest is history, I guess. But anyhow, she had me up here a few times.
Right.
And he had an old 1680 sitting here, just old equipment.
Right.
I didn't think much of it. And, well, come to find out, they farmed a lot more than it looked.
Yeah.
Anyhow, so eventually they asked me to come up here and kind of take over their farm. And, my father-in-law and his brother, they run some Case IH dealerships, and they don't really have time for the farm.
Sure.
So a couple of years after being married, I came up here and kind of started to take over, I guess.
Yep.
So,
but you've also done a lot to kind of grow the operation and even grow yourself. And so just maybe highlight a few of the things that you've learned since getting into it, because I'm sure they probably let you learn a little bit on your own.
Yeah, it was, definitely.
Yeah.
They pretty well just hear, and which was good. I mean, I had relied on my dad and brother for a lot of decisions.
Sure.
And now it was more, it's all your baby now.
Right, yeah.
And,
now, it's funny how quick that changes things, right? That you think you know farming, and then you get thrown in it, and it's like, oh, boy.
Yeah, because you don't want to make the wrong decision, but you still have to make a decision.
Right.
So came up here, and, this everywhere the dirt's a little bit different, and we're way flatter than what I grew up with, so we deal with a lot more water issues and need good tile and stuff like that. And it's just learning how to farm what you have is the hardest thing, I guess. Just being able to do the job and do what it takes to get it done, I guess, is what I've learned up here.
And so you kind of mentioned learning the ground is a different thing instead of growing up on what you know, but how did you overcome that, or what were the things that kind of stood out, or how did you overcome that challenge?
Well, we first off started by fixing a lot of tile and grid tiled some farms. A lot of what my father-in-law had done, they came in and got the job done, but didn't have a lot of time for the farm, which is understandable. Wasn't their bread and butter.
Sure.
So
had a lot of priorities.
Had a lot of other, a lot of other irons in the fire. But so you just, I guess what I've learned, there's no normal year ever. I mean, every year is different. Everybody's sick and tired of hearing the water hemp thing. But I sprayed several farms twice, and then even got the row cultivator out. I haven't done that since I was 15.
Yeah, it's sitting. Y'all can't see it. It's sitting right outside the shop. So
you can't worry about what your neighbor does. You have to do what's best for you, no matter what. And it made a lot of talk. Yeah. I don't care. That's one of the cleanest fields I have. But I guess with the farming thing, everybody. When I was younger, I used to think, well, I'm going to come into this and I'm going to just take over the world, farm it all. But do what you can do best and farm what you can manage. And there's no point in farming if you can't make any money at it. That's like going to a job and getting paid $0 an hour. I mean,
you see very effective is that? Yeah.
You see it all the time or you hear rumors where this guy paid this much rent or this guy paid another. You don't really know. But do what you can do and try to do it the best way you can.
And so, you've been in it a few years now, and what do you feel like you've learned and do really well now, or wish you could change?
Well,
that's a tough question, I know. But.
Well, I'm pretty stubborn. My wife could attest to that, and I have some good help that would probably say that too. It's just sometimes they have good ideas too. You need to listen to them.
Right.
Maybe they don't have the experience, but they have definitely good ideas.
Right.
We I don't know. We try to keep it fun too. You gotta keep it fun. If you don't, then everything gets old. And
sure.
But,
yeah, definitely.
So
definitely. And what about technology? I know kind of is probably, I'm going to generalize here, but as younger guys and gals, we think about, hey, I need that new technology, or I need the latest and greatest. How do you adopt technology on the farm, and what advice do you have?
Well, my advice is, I guess, if you have the technology, use it. Because it seems like so many people have the capability and they don't do anything with it.
Right.
I mean, you can use that to your advantage. Just if it was just a certain kind of corn that was better than another. I mean, just the simple things. I guess my advice too is, as a younger farmer, a lot of people look at the older farmers like they don't know anything. They might not know technology, but they've been here, they've done that. They have way more experience than you. Listen to them. You might be able to teach them how to run the RTK, but that would be my advice. I mean, there's a lot of times I still call my dad and say, hey, what do you think about this? What do you think about this scenario? I mean, ask questions. Don't be, I don't know, I've been too cocky at times, and I've learned my lesson.
Yeah, the good Lord has a way of just smashing you right back down a little bit, right? And giving you a little humble pie when we need it the most. Yeah,
exactly.
So if you had one piece of advice that we could leave the young farmers, or even old farmers and ranchers that are watching tonight, because there are a few of those. They're not all young folks that watch Supper with Sean, but so if you had one piece of advice, thinking about your learnings and your farming operation, that you could leave this group with, what would it be?
Well, I would say do the best job you possibly can. Don't cut corners. And just remember, it's God that gives the increase. There's nothing we can do about it.
Yep.
We can do the best job, and that's what it comes down to.
Yeah, and in my short tenure of farming, I've told people, if you don't have faith when you start farming, you're gonna have it really quick. So, but what a great message to leave with, really, and you got to be thankful for that. So, hey, Josh, thanks for spending some time with us. You bet, and hopefully you all enjoyed Supper with Schick, and you bet, Jake or Jenna, whoever that is on Nicholson's there. As Josh alluded, hopefully the tile business is going well for you guys. So,
for sure.
So, hey, thanks for the time tonight, and we'll catch you back tomorrow night on Supper with Sean. Thanks for watching, everybody.